Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Well, welcome back to Living Local Carolina, everybody. Today I am joined by Matt, who is a producer amongst a ton of other titles. So how are you doing?
I am great. It's good to be here.
All right, I want you to talk to me a little bit about your career and what you do.
Producer, musician, singer, artist. Just love doing music. Been doing it for a while. Recording engineer.
Well, I know that you have a term that you've coined called mixed producer. Can you kind of break that down for me?
Yeah, so what producer actually started out in music, it started out as the person who pretty much directs the song. And so, back in the days, like, in the 80s, 90s, Teddy Riley or Berry Gordy or someone or Puffy would produce a record, and they didn't necessarily play, or like Puffy wouldn't necessarily play anything. He would just direct the song, put that snare there, that sounds really great, and I'll approve it. Then Teddy Riley kind of came along and kind of did everything himself. Like, he did all the music, he directed everything, got everything together. And then now it's kind of evolved to the producer kind of just does the beat. Well, that isn't really what a producer does. And so the mixed producer kind of puts more of a context for the engineer. A lot of times now the engineer is the one who is kind of putting all the effects and making producer decisions. And they're talking to the artist, because the person who did the beat sent the beat, the artist did what they did on it, sing, rap, what have you, and then they're coming into the studio, and now the song still needs coaching, it still needs massaging. And so usually the engineer is the one who does it. So now you call the engineer the producer, but they don't necessarily get credit for doing the things that they're doing, you know what I mean? And so what mixed producer does is kind of give language to what's actually happening, because I'm changing songs, adding, even to the point where adding more instrumentation with the instrumentation that's there, like putting more snares here, or putting a break here, changing the entire sound of this part, making decisions that are producer's decisions, that if you didn't know the engineer did that, you would be like, oh, the producer's great, you know what I mean? But producer just put a kind of a boom tap. They did their thing. They put the foundation on, but the finishing product was really, really created by the engineer. So.
And that's what makes it sound really good in the end too. Okay, talk to me about some of the highlights of your career. Obviously, you've won a Grammy. You've worked with some very notable artists before, but tell me some of the highlights.
Again, it's hard for me to talk about stuff. I literally have people that have known me for like 15 years, and they're just finding out that I have a Grammy. So I'm the guy. Literally, I'm the guy who wins the award but doesn't come. Yeah, I'm that guy. So I sit in a lot of sessions, and they're like, man, you have a Grammy. You got a song with Ashanti. You got a song with this person, that person, and I'll be like, okay, that's cool, but can we work? Like, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, let's see. I worked with Ashanti. Got a song with Tyrese, and did a song with Aaron Hall and Biggie Smalls, and just done some work with some people. Traveled a couple of places and worked with a lot of dream people. But it's cool.
I'm sure you have a million stories, but what are you working on right now?
Now I've relocated I used to be, my main place was Richmond, Virginia. And so now I've moved to California. So kind of relocating and kind of getting things. I'm in Sacramento. I'm really, really working on establishing a second location for the studio that we had in Richmond. So we're kind of expanding. It's a Spot recording studio in Richmond, Virginia. Go check them out. Longest urban studio, the best in DMV.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Beach Audiology. Well, guys, I'm back with Dr. Wiggin at Beach Audiology. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Okay, I just said Beach Audiology, but you actually have a longer title than that.
We are Beach Audiology Hearing and Balance Center, so yes, definitely want to include that and let everyone know that too.
All right, that brings me to my next question. What is it that you guys actually treat here? It's a lot of different things that have to do with your ears that you might not think about.
Right. So, Hearing and Balance Center, right? The inner ear, hearing, and your balance system are the same organ system. So we're a clinic that comprehensively evaluates both the balance and the hearing organs.
Interesting. And we have to address what we're standing in front of right now.
Right. So we're standing in front. This is a sound booth. This is just part of the diagnostics that we do. This is primarily where we test hearing sensitivity to see, what kind of issues you may be having, to diagnose that. We also do tinnitus assessments, so that ringing of the ears. This is one of those areas that we test in as well. Then, of course, we have a whole nother clinic suite for our balance assessment too, where we have rotary chair, we have electrodes for, passive electrophysiological testing as well.
I can imagine when people are feeling these symptoms on a daily basis, it's really rewarding when you're able to actually treat them and help them get better.
It is. It really is. I mean, both giving them that control, helping them with that quality of life piece through their hearing and better communication with friends and socially and at work and et cetera. And balance issues can be quite debilitating. I mean, vertigo, I'm sure a lot of folks have had that sensation of the room spinning around them. Oh, God, and just, again, that lack of control, not being able to control themselves. And the fear, the worst thing is it going to get worse? Can it get better? What am I doing wrong? I don't have any answers, So that's something that really, like you said, that really means a lot, to be able to offer and to be in a place that we can help find those solutions for folks.
The preceding portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Beach Audiology. Well, it doesn't get any better than this. Today I'm hanging out at Myrtle Waves with Christina. Thanks for having me today.
Of course.
All right, for people that don't know about Myrtle Waves, which are very far and few between, but tell me what all you guys offer and why people should come here this summer.
Myrtle Waves is the best for everyone because we have something to do for everyone. We've got a brand new mat slide. We've got body slides. We have tube slides. We have 2 kids areas, a wave pool to sit and relax at, a lazy river to be lazy. Yeah. We've got a beer garden. I mean, we really have it all.
It's expanding all the time too. Yes. You guys are always adding new things and finding ways to entertain everybody because this is the place where you can feel like a kid.
Absolutely. You go and jump on Rock and Ray.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you got to come in your bathing suit next time, and we're gonna go on it.
Yes, I feel bad that I didn't wear my bathing suit, but I did not want to get my hair wet today. That's okay. Tell me about the cabanas and places to actually stay dry here as well.
The cabanas are a fan favorite because you can rent it out, hang out, have a good meeting spot for the day. It comes with some goodies. You get your own lounge chairs, a locker with a lock to put all your stuff in. And it's just a good meeting area if you want to have lunch with your whole family. You meet there, and then everybody just goes back out into the park.
Yeah. And you can have a party here, which is, I mean, truly memory making.
Yes. Birthday parties, we have held birthday parties at this park for adults and of course for kids. So any age, we will have a birthday party for you. We will sing happy birthday and cut cake with you. It's the best.
Cute. Love it. It's so cool to be here today, especially because I used to come here as a kid. So thank you for letting me hang out. Yes. If somebody wants to come to Myrtle Waves this summer, where can they buy tickets? What's the easiest way to do that?
Yeah, so you can always just show up day of, buy tickets on site, but for a little bit of a discount, you can purchase them on our website and do it in advance, and you can redeem them anytime through the summer.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, thanks again for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. I'm joined in studio by Billy, who is from Day One, Week One. How are you doing, Billy?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. All right, let's get right into it.
Okay.
Tell me about your organization.
So in June 9th of this year, 2023, I had an idea to start a nonprofit for first responders and veterans. The suicide rate across our country is astronomical. I did a little bit of research, and it's not hard to find over 450 first responders killed themselves last year in 2022. And that doesn't account for the 6,000 veterans that have killed themselves since the wars have started in 2001. There's a passion and a heavy burden on my heart to stop my brothers and sisters from killing themselves. So I started the nonprofit. It's called Day One, Week One. What we're doing is we're providing a platform for them on our podcast to come and tell their stories. They talk about their traumatic experiences, how they got through those, what their support system looked like, the people that they've reached out to, and some of those people they didn't reach out to when they were in dark places. My personal story of 2 years ago, I was in that frame of mind of suicide. I'd gone through a kind of not a traumatic event, but a traumatic experience in my career. And I felt like I had lost my identity. And with losing that identity and losing the touch of the people in my support system, I didn't feel like there was another place to go. Thankfully, my wife, being as incredible as she is, reached out after I called her and told her that today's a bad day. She reached out to a friend of ours who was an elder in our church. Within minutes, he arrived at my house. And he got out of the car and he kind of gave me a little smirk, but he did something that literally changed my life. He put his hand on the back of my neck and he put his head to my head. He said, "I'm not going to let you do this today. We're doing this together. So for every day that you need me here, I'm going to be here." And it changed my life. The physical touch in that moment, that's what we're missing. That's what we've lost over the years. So Day One, Week One wants to bring that back. My goal is to have a mental health triage group that can self-deploy into these situations. I'm not talking about having them in a situation where they're going to put themselves in danger or anyone else. They're not going to go to an active situation. It's going to be someone that reaches out and says, "Hey, I need help." They're going to deploy. They're going to go where they are. Unlike a 911 or a crisis center where they would just talk to them on the phone and kind of consider their resources, they're going to deploy to where they are. "Hey, let's go get a cup of coffee. Let's go get a sandwich. Let's talk about what's going on," and then make that connection. And the triage part of it will be to find out exactly what they need and get them the resources that they need from that.
I love it. Okay. How can people listen to your podcast or learn more information?
So all you got to do is go to dayoneweek1.org. Obviously, we're taking donations. The big thing about the donations is we're obviously still building this organization. So there's costs, startup costs, there's different things, application fees, things like that go along with it. But eventually, when all of those things are complete, the plan is that we're going to start sponsoring first responders, helping to pay for some of their medical bills, their seeking mental health bills, their counseling and things like that. The best way to reach out, you can go to any platform. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, TikTok, Truth Social, Getter. We've opened up all of the avenues so that you can't really miss us, hopefully, out there. And we want to make sure that everybody's understanding and knowing that Day One, Week One is here.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.